of us uses social media. I'm sure in your time on social media you've probably seen what I like to call social media wars, or topics that can cause a lot of debate. One of these topics that I've seen recently was that of breastfeeding versus bottle feeding. But really, is one better than the other? It's true that there are a lot of organizations that promote breastfeeding, such as the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Family Physicians, and the American College of Nurse Midwives. But many of these organizations state that in the end, it is a decision that must be made by the family based on their specific needs and circumstances. So how do we make such a big decision? When choosing to breastfeed or formula feed, a family should consider 3 important issues: the health, the accessibility, and the financial impact. Breast milk contains all of the nutrients that a baby needs to grow, and the content changes as the baby grows. For example, when a baby is born, breast milk can be very thick, and as the baby ages, it thins out. This breast milk also contains antibodies that move from the mother to the baby, which helps build their immune system when they're so young. It can also have health benefits for mom. It has been shown that breastfeeding can help to reduce breast cancer. It's also been shown that ovarian cancer decreases by 27% in women who have breastfed for at least some time. It is important to note, though, that not all mothers can breastfeed. Some might have troubles with production or latching. Others might have problems with the child not being able to eat the food based on allergies or other digestive issues. And lastly, some mothers might not be able to because of an illness of their own. For example, if a mother is taking radiation treatments or medications, they should avoid breastfeeding, but talk to your doctor first. Formula has the benefits that you can choose the content. For example, if your baby is low in iron, you pick a formula that has more iron. It is based on the specific brand and type that you choose to buy. Another good thing about the formula is that for mothers who cannot breastfeed, they have the option to formula feed and still be able to have that bonding time with baby. The downside to formula is that it has been associated with many childhood illnesses. For example, a study by the Office of the Surgeon General said that ear infections have increased by 100% in children that have never breastfed. And sudden infant death syndrome also increases by 56%. There are other illnesses associated with this too, such as asthma, type 2 diabetes, childhood obesity, and diarrhea. The next important thing to consider is accessibility. Breastfeeding is really great because it does not require any prep time. All that's needed is for mom to be accessible to the baby. However, if mom isn't able to be accessible, she has to find time to feed and pump and warm it up for later, which would still require warming. Formula feeding, on the other hand, requires prep work. You need to measure, mix, and warm the formula. The plus side with this is that anybody is able to feed the baby, which means that it provides bonding time not just for mom, but for dad or grandma, grandpa, brothers and sisters, or anybody else. The last thing to consider is the cost. Breast milk is considered to be free because it just comes from mom. It does require many supplies though, such as nursing pads, nursing bras, nursing shawls, pumps, nipples, bottles, bags, warmers, coolers. Then there's formula. Depending on the type of formula you get, this can range between $54 and $98 a month. This means that in the first year, you would pay around $648 to $1,176. This also requires supplies, but they're fewer. You need a bottle, nipples, bags, a cooling bag, and a warmer, plus the formula itself. It's also been shown in several studies that women lose income when they breastfeed, which you should really consider. In an article by the New York Times by K.J. Del Antonio, it says that women who breastfeed for 6 months or more suffer more severe and more prolonged earning losses than mothers who breastfeed for a shorter amount of time or not at all. This is partially because they tend to remain home longer and they may take fewer hours once they do return to the workforce. Each pair is different, so a mother and father or parents and guardians must consider all of these three when deciding which method to use when feeding their baby. You should consider the health, accessibility, and the financial impact, and they should not be taken lightly. The next time you want to comment on a social media war, be sure that you are unbiased, factual, and mostly remain supportive, because we never know what a mother or family is actually going through.